Hi, welcome to this video website review and critique of a website that in this case is a management tool. Now this is a really smart website that we're going to look at, and again my challenge is, can I find 5 things that it could improve on that would help the business grow? So join me as we look at these 5 things, and also look out at the end where I'm going to show a particular feature that comes with the Yoast plugin that would really help these guys and may help you too to get more website traffic. So let's look forward to looking into this now together. So this is part of a series where I look at websites and then see what could be done to improve it. And often the websites, there's nothing wrong with them, they're working really well. And in this case, this is a very smart website. But there's always things that maybe another person looking from the outside notices. So my idea is to look at it, to use my experience of 20 years, whether it's to do with design and layout, whether it's to do with search engine optimization, whatever the case is, we're going to see if we can find 5 things that it can work on. And hopefully you'll benefit by putting those 5 things into place, by testing your website and by making sure that you also can improve your business online. So look out for those 5 areas. Make sure you subscribe below because these videos come out from time to time, and the idea is really so it helps you. So thanks for watching. Let's now dive into Leave Wizard.
So today, looking at Leave Wizard and looking for 5 areas where this website could improve. And again, this will be one of my tougher challenges, as it's certainly an up-together website. And when you look at the website as well, it's very clear what it does, and it's being put together well. In fact, I know some of the lads that are behind this, and I know their quality of work's excellent. So certainly if you're after a tool like Leave Wizard, which is a management tool for employee annual leave, as it says there at the beginning, states it nice and clearly, then I'd certainly recommend these guys. They do know what they're doing, and they've worked for quite a few years on this product, and it's certainly looking very swift and easy to use. So there's the challenge then. A quality product, quality website, but is there anything it can improve on? Well, hopefully I can find 5 areas that we can point out that will benefit website visitors going forward if these changes are made. And of course, if you have a website that works in a similar way, it's maybe a product tool or an application, then there'll be principles in this video that will help you too, and so you may want to apply them. So first of all, just my overview as a designer. It's well put together. I really like the fact that you've got an introductory video that makes it clear what it does. We'll just turn that down, but you'll see it really does make it clear as to how that product is going to serve you and what it does. So I understood the product straight away after watching that video. So that's a really good initial start on the website, on the home page. Now a few other things then, the standout coloured button, again I've spoken that before on other videos, that what you want someone to do when they first visit, which is start a free trial or to try and sign up, they should stand out a mile, which these do really well. So that's a really good example of how to do it there. Large button, clear what you do, clear what you offer. So if we were to pick up on any obvious things, I'm one of these people that I do quite like to see websites work well, and when I kind of pressed various features, it seemed to work pretty nicely from the off, so there was nothing there that made me find it difficult to use. It was pretty seamless moving from page to page. But what I normally do is, first of all, just to get some clues as to where there some improvements could be. One of the improvements is, I noticed when I did my GTMetrix and ran that through, that there's got some good speed. Takes 12 seconds to load the home page, which is probably could be improved. There's 74 requests. There's a lot going on, and whenever you see anything that shows a kind of grade DE, that means there's areas for improvement. And it's a really simple one, but as it says here, you could get a 92% reduction on just a few images. And it's not a lot, but again, it just keeps the serving time down for no real effort whatsoever. I notice here that you've got a little icon probably in the footer, and it's being served up as 36 by 36, and yet it's a 1024 by 1024. So let's just see if we can locate that. So I imagine it's one of these. So let's try this one. If we inspect, and so there you go, that was what it was. There you go, 36 by 36, but intrinsic 1024 by 1024. So it might not appear to be much, but there's no need for that to be loaded. Maybe if on a different icon, imagine that you've done those. Yeah, so that's an SVG. So that's how it should be really. So yeah, so I think that's a room for improvement. Just get those things there. CSSs as well can be combined, and a few other little bits it mentions, leverage browser caching. So those are kind of easy wins really. So that's my first area that I'll put forward as an improvement. Now the second area really is more to do with SEO, and it's just missing out on perhaps some actually, before I go there, we just mentioned that it was mobile friendly, so I just checked it and it's mobile friendly. We sometimes get these page loading issues, but that's often just Google not being able to cope with everything. But as I can see there, it's clear right from the start. You've got a nice clear logo, and then the statement, and then start free. So yeah, there's nothing really to say. It's mobile friendly. It looks great as well on a mobile. So well done guys for getting that sorted. So you're just checking on more about keywords and keyword domination, and looking at the website. Obviously one of your major keywords will be Leave Wizard, but probably due to competitors, I imagine that words like Leave Planner you come up well in. So you're 7th in the USA on Leave Planner as a keyword, and that brings in 140 visitors a month for you on average. And you're 4th in the UK for Leave Planner, and that brings in, or that offers 3,600 visitors a month. So if you could get to number 1 or get closer on the ranking of that, and the way often to do that is to have some articles in the blog that refer to the website and link through using those keywords. So Leave Planner is certainly one that will bring in traffic if you wanted to improve on your keywords. You're number 1 for Leave Wizard, which I'd expect, and that is basically getting 880 on average searches a month. These are all searches per month that I mentioned. So that's good. Leave Planner as a competitor gets 1,100 keywords a month for them being number 1. So there's a few thousand extra people looking for these types of things that with a bit of keyword effort and optimization, then I think you could get even more traffic that will actually be looking for what you offer. So I think that might be something to look at in the future. Okay, so what else did I notice? I think it was we're going to, was it login on the app here? Yeah, so you now go into this registry area, and that's fine because that's obviously now kind of going into the back end of the product. But one of the things I did notice is, and this is a bit concerning, is down here you've got your own menu, and it looks to me like when I clicked on service status, it takes me through to a domain that you don't seem to own anymore. So it says here that you must have had a domain at one point called leavewizardstatus.com. So I don't know quite whether you own this or what the situation is here, but certainly it's not something that you want people to come across from the front end of your website, which I've managed to do. So something to look at there. I think the sooner that situation is resolved, the better really. So that's perhaps a third area or second area to look at really. I suppose it all comes under SEO improvements when it comes to domains as well. So that would be that area there. The other thing as well, I just thought if I do go into let's get rid of that. If I do go to login, so I go to login. That's right. If I go into sign up, that's it. So this is nice little form. Again, you've done well here to just simplify it. So there's only just a few things to fill out to get my free trial. But the only thing I'll say is if I've clicked on that by mistake and I want to go back to the website, there doesn't appear to be any way to get back. I would have thought putting for usability, put a link back to the homepage there. That would be something anyway, because I don't see a way of getting back unless I use back in my browser. So there's just another little tip if you wanted to do that. So I'm not sure how many things we've looked at, probably about 2 or 3 at the moment. There were some pages that had duplicated title tags as well. So Leave Wizard is an online employee annual leave planner. But if I go to, I think it's features, is it? Yeah, Leave Wizard is an online employee annual leave planner. So it's got identical title tags on the top 2 pages. That doesn't really tend to be that ideal. I think it's the same. You've got also the page URLs. So they have, basically the description and the title tag are the same on both those pages if you have a look at the details behind it. So if you actually go and inspect or go view and source, probably is better, isn't it? View page source. And if you look into what you've got for your title and what you've got for your description as well, you'll find that on both pages they appear to be the same. So why is that important? Well, the reason being is from an SEO point of view, if you've got unique meta descriptions, then it means that you've got something of value, something unique. Basically, Google will rank you better if you have unique pages throughout. So it'd be good to just make sure that that's the case, that visitors then know that what they're getting is unique information on each page. And so just try and work out why features can be unique to the home page, which I'm sure it's pretty evident. Okay, the other thing I noticed is the bottom. So I'm always interested in seeing how the blog goes. So the blog itself is a way to try and get people to really find out what's going on. If people want to know more about the product, but it's also a great way of getting some keywords over through article writing as well. So I clicked on blog and that takes me through to a not secure area. So I've changed, I think, onto a different area now, and it looks like, when I looked at this as well, it looks more like a WordPress website. So you've gone from your CMS to a WordPress website. And I think actually, if I just open that as well, if it is a different CMS, it'd be good to try and get, let's just go back home. Yeah, so this is the blog, and that's your home page. And if you just look at the area here, when you flick from one to the other, it should feel seamless, but the background changes, the menu changes, the buttons change. There's a lot of things there that it's gone to product tour. It's just an inconsistency that, again, from a usability point of view, I would just pick up on. So it's great that you've got some really good articles being written in here, and they're up to date as well, which is really good. So to me, that's a great way to try and get people into the site. But if you can make it more seamless, that would be useful, and that would be good to perhaps consider on the next update there. Okay, so I think I've got at least 3, maybe 4 even, points that I've pointed out. There was a couple other things. If you go to, I always do a search in Google. So if I heard about you, Leave Wizard, and I just want to find out more about you, so I click Leave Wizard, and you come up number 1. So that's great, and that's what I expect to see, and that's superb. And then if I want to know more about you, you come up number 2 because you're on LinkedIn as well. So you could say you kind of dominate this area, which is really good. But what about this area? This area here is absolutely ideal for having your Google My Business. I'll give you an example. If you haven't noticed already, when you do a company search, so if I put in, say, my company name, then I get all this information too, and clients will as well, and it gives them a load of information about my company, my latest posts. It takes them through to description, my references, and so on. It picks up even things like from Yale. So all of these things are there to really bring people to me, to dominate my branding, really, you could say. So that would be an ideal Google My Business. It's easy to set up. People can request quotes. They can find out my opening times. If they want to go to the map, if they've got questions. It's just the whole thing is being designed to help businesses like yours. So immediately I would say that's another really easy win when you go to Google. So let's just go back to where we were. That should be yours before someone else puts something there instead. Another thing as well is just to bear in mind that I noticed that you could use snippets and things as well, which I don't think you use. If I search on, so I'm looking for an online employee annual leave planner. Okay, so I'm your ideal customer. I do a search here, and after the paying ads, you come up number 1. So that's great. And again, you might think, well, surely everyone's going to click here. Well, of course they won't. They will click on a lot of these adverts, but people are probably paying £10-15 a click even to be above you. But you need to kind of do as much as you can. If you're not going to advertise, you need to do as much as you can to still dominate this area. And obviously you're wanting to stand out above all these guys too. So you notice here we've got this box, people also ask, or it's often known as a snippet area. And the idea is really just to try and dominate this as well. So if I go here, I notice that other companies are dominating these questions, and it's really easy to put your own questions, and a lot of traffic comes from these questions too. So ideally you want 2 or 3 of your questions scattered in here as well. And the reason why you can definitely do that and come out probably at the top here is because it's only normally about the top 10 that get picked to provide these types of information. Now you're number 1 if you take out the ads, which you are. So you are number 1. So if you wrote an article that was a featured snippet that Google could pick up on, then you could dominate some of these questions here as well. So I would look at that. Now if you want to know how to do that, I think I've got a video that explains that. Certainly it'll be one that I'll be doing very soon, if not. And the way it works is, or the simple way to do it is to, if you're using Yoast for your WordPress website, so if you're using WordPress for your blog as well, then that'd be an ideal way. You can add in an FAQ data block there, and then Google picks it up and then spiders it and then puts it in here as well. So just another way. So I think if you have this area taken care of, you get these people who also ask questions put in there as well, then you will totally dominate that area when it comes to a leave planner and being seen. And studies say that 31% of traffic will come from these featured snippet areas. So that's a huge amount. So if traffic's going down, it's because Google's changing the way it's doing things. And it's certainly something that you may want to look at in the coming months ahead. So I think there's 5 things there. If I was to just quickly look at my notes of what I've said, so the 5 things I'd say is, first of all, look at the scaled images, and there's a few other little quick wins there, making things cached a bit faster. And number 2, some SEO improvements, so things like your keyword domination with your blog. There was also a domain name, leavewizardstatus.com, that needs to be fixed. So just a couple of links and fixes there. A bit of consistency maybe as well. It was mobile friendly, so we know that was fine. The next bit as well was just on that SEO keyword area. We also mentioned about there was a couple of URLs that had similar descriptions and titles, so you want to fix that. A third thing was then the integration of the blog needs to be a bit more seamless. It feels a bit bolted on at the moment, so that could be improved. The fourth area would be to dominate the Google My Business area, which hasn't been used at the moment, so take care of that. Register your company and then get that up and running, and then get some reviews on there as well. That'll be good. And then finally, some missing traffic sources, like using the people also ask box, and using some rich snippets there, and using Yoast plugin if you use WordPress. So hopefully that's been useful for you guys. I hope that your success continues with this great website. It's a lovely website, and I'm sure when people come across it, if it's a leave planner they're after, then they would certainly buy into what you do. So some great work there, and hopefully we'll be able to benefit your company by applying some of those things I've suggested in this discussion or this review today. So I'll leave it there, and I'll head on.